All right, third floor to the water leak. It's a single occupancy restroom. Sloan automatic flushometer leaking at the Spud connection. Yeah, I already cleaned up the water and squirted out. Here's our prime example. We've got a little bit of water on the floor, but not too much where I can't work. All right, so I already turned off the control stop. The water's off. This little vandal cap thingy is on here. Just pop it off with the screwdriver blade back there. There's a slot for a flathead screwdriver. You just turn it counterclockwise. And when you get to the end, I usually put two hands on my screwdriver and get it nice and tight so it's really shut off. And it is. Here's the manual flush. There's no water. It's off. Here's our Spud connection. We're totally, water just squirted all the way out, hit the wall, hit my leg, actually. I cleaned up the water. Now we're going to take off the flushometer and inspect and see if I can still use these parts before I actually replace the Spud gasket itself. Yeah, you can see how it should be sitting flush down here. This is all janky. All right, you want to use a flat jaw wrench. You don't want to be using any channel locks or stuff that has, teeth on it, because then you mark up all the chrome and you make sharp edges. So don't want to leave any breadcrumbs showing I was here. All right, like I said, I got the water off. Let's go ahead and loosen this nut. I did say loosen, so loosen. Okay. We're going to take it all off. Let's go ahead and loosen the nut on the vacuum breaker. Like I said, anytime you do this, I'll say it now, you may have to replace all these gasket seals, O-rings, because once you break it open, it may not seal. I can see somebody used like a plumber's putty or something, and you shouldn't. You don't need that on any of these connections, except for the control stop where it connects here. You don't need Teflon tape, you don't need pipe dope. Everything is seals and gaskets. See, there's an O-ring. That's what's supposed to seal it. You don't need pipe dope. The manufacturer says no pipe dope, no Teflon tape, none of that. All right, so now we got the flushometer off, and this Spud connection is what we're working on for now, unless we develop any leaks, like I said, with bad seals. It is easier to do it without the toilet seat on, but I don't usually never take it off. And I'm just drying off my seat here so I don't get wet. I don't care about down here right now. Yeah, it's so loose I could probably just pull it. Yep. That was the problem. So we're going to redo this. carefully. Alright, looks like I'm going to need 2 wrenches. This is actually the Spud gasket here, the black one. That's the brass body. You'll see more of it in a little bit. I've never had to disconnect it like this before off the toilet. Let's see if I can just pull it out. That would be a little bit easier. I don't think so. Alright, I'm just going to hold it back here and I'll see if I can pull this pipe out. Vacuum breaker pipe. It's a maybe. Yes. Yeah. I still gotta get this nut off. Yeah, that'll work. These look reusable to me. Alright, this is your Spud connection here. When you buy the toilet, it comes with this on already. What we want to do is get this back in. I may have to loosen this nut up, we'll see. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to, but let's see. Yep, I think we're going to loosen it up. I'm not going to hammer nothing. Not one working with porcelain. Okay. I mean, it's almost there. It's almost in, but almost ain't good enough. Okay. It's turning. Cool. Now I should be able to place it inside. Yep. The gasket looks pretty good, so who knows what happened, you know. Somebody kicked it, who knows. You don't know what people do in the bathroom, and I really don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yeah, this gasket looks really good, so I'd be surprised if I had to go run down and get new parts out of the truck. All right, now you just tighten it up. As you see, you got the black Spud gasket, and then you got this washer here. It helps you spin the nut. without destroying the gasket. Alright. Alright, so then down in this spud, brass spud here, see those two little nubs? You usually can, they make a tool for it, but I don't have that tool. Channel locks usually work just fine. I'll show you how I do that. I'll stick it down in there so this body here of the fitting doesn't spin, and the nut actually tightens down and compresses the gasket. See if I got you a good shot here. I'm thinking I do. Yeah. There we go. That's even better. Okay. Like I said, I'll stick the channel locks down in there. Keep it from spinning. As I tighten it up. A couple of ways to do this. There we go. Think that'll work. Yeah. It's on each side of the nub there. No big deal. Everybody's got channel locks. We'll just take our time and tighten it up. This is what's nice. If you don't have the toilet seat on here, you get a good more than a half a turn each time. But I either got the wall in the way or you got the toilet seat in the way, but this works. Do it all the time. The magic of video, I will speed this up. I'm gonna go with that. All right, now you make sure you get this on first. It's just decoration. Doesn't really do anything for water tightness, but this does. So get your vacuum breaker pipe. Get your nut on. Then your red gasket. Then your washer. Like I said, this looks like it's in pretty good shape. This building's about 4.5 years since it's opened. I'm just going to do this loose for now so I know where I want it positioned before I tighten everything up. I just want it to hold in place for right now. All right, I'll get the flushometer. I might put a little grease around here, unless it goes in nice and easy the first time. I don't want to snag the O-ring. That one's going nice and easy. So right, I'll just line it up. Oh, you probably can't see what I'm doing, so let me change the view. There you go. I'm going to replug this mic. I think it's fit. I think the mic was facing the wrong way. Okay, so here we are. I'm trying to keep my big body out of the way. Just, like I said, loosely. Snug these up a little bit. Get everything lined up. Then I'll tighten it up. Yeah, these are battery operated. It takes like 4 AA's. They usually last a year or more. Alright. Looks lined up. Now I'll go ahead and get the wrench and tighten these 3 down. Turn it on, test for leaks. Like I said, no Teflon, no pipe dope. The O-ring is what seals it. Same thing here. What seals it is the actual vacuum boot. Alright, we go down and tighten here. Same thing, toilet seat's a little bit in the way, but it's doable. Hot tech tip is, if you're tightening this nut and you start hitting this decorative piece, take it apart. You need that brass nut on the brass body of the spud assembly. You need to tighten it more. I have plenty of clearance, so I'm already starting to feel the nut tighten down in the gasket. I'm feeling the tension. A little bit tighter, and then I think we're ready for a test flush after I dry off all the surfaces so I can tell if I have a leak or not. Usually what I do when I'm tightening this, I'm holding the pipe tight so the pipe doesn't turn. Alright, I'm just about there. Alright. Dry it off. Double check. I tighten this, I tighten that, I tighten that. That's all that's to it. Alright, so get the screwdriver, open up the control stop. Right here, counterclockwise. I usually keep my hand on the screwdriver and I keep it in the slot just in case I need to shut it off right away. Alright, I'm going to open it up a little bit more. Don't see any leaks yet. Another flush. It's dry. I consider myself lucky when there's no leaks. When you're cracking old seals up. That's all it's to it. No more leak. Put the cap back on. Has an auto sensor. So sit in front of it for a few seconds. Let it recognize me. It detects infrared. Back away, and it's usually 3 seconds after you back away, it flushes. That's it, my friends. That's the Sloan automatic flushometer. We had a spud leak. I didn't need any new parts. It just had to be reassembled correctly, and we're good. If you like this video, I do have other... Okay. If you like these plumbing videos, I have a whole plumbing playlist here. Go ahead and knock yourself out. And if you could, give me a like. It's an easy thing for you, but it goes a long way for me. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.